Hi, it's Laura Morley here from Toddler Talk NZ. We're all about helping you to enjoy the parenting journey with your toddler, and today is none other than Q&A Tuesday, and once again I have a question here from a parent. And Cynthia writes, "Hi Laura, I'm really enjoying Q&A Tuesday. Thanks so much for all your help. And today I just need a little bit of help with getting my toddler to eat vegetables at dinner time. I'm just wondering if you have any ideas for how I can avoid the battleground and get my toddler to eat healthy food. Thanks." Well, Cynthia, that's a really great question because when we have fruit and vegetables, I don't know what it is about these things, but they tend to be so tricky to get into our toddler's diet and to keep them really healthy. Of course, they'd rather eat biscuits. A lot of them would rather eat sweet food rather than savoury. A lot of our toddlers prefer to graze, don't they? So they'd rather eat little bits of meals through the day rather than actually sit down and eat breakfast, lunch and dinner and eat, a whole lot of food all at once. They just prefer to have little snacks. Also, our toddlers seem to really like having the same food, so it can be very repetitive. And so if they find something like, say, chicken nuggets that they really like, then they want to eat that over and over again, or maybe it's spaghetti and that's all they'll have at dinner time. Or it might be that your toddler at dinner time, they just keep getting up and walking off, and it's very difficult to get them actually seated and settled. They want to stand up in the chair, they want to wander around, and they don't really want to focus on what the meal is. So it's all about forming really healthy habits, and with the toddler years, it is tricky at dinner time because often our kids are really, really tired, aren't they? They've had a really full-on day and they just are really getting closer to going to bed. And so for us, we need to make sure we have dinner time at a really good time. Sometime between 5 and 6 p.m. seems to be the magic hour. We're more likely to get food into our kids if they're actually eating that little bit earlier in the day than maybe what we would prefer as adults. So let's form some healthy habits and get our kids actually really focused on eating at dinner time by doing a couple of things. Now, I haven't got enough time to fit everything into this little clip, so what I'm going to do is I'll write you some notes and I'll put it into the blog. So if you go on to toddlertalk.co.nz and look up my blog page, I'll put a whole lot more ideas of trying to download my brain into yours and helping you to encourage your toddler to be more healthy in what they're eating. So here's 3 just to get you started. The first one would be to get your toddler involved. So why not take them to the supermarket or the fruit and veggie shop and go and count out the fruit and vegetables and pack them and take them home and cut them up and put them into the evening meal. Or you could try with bananas getting a knife, like for example a butter knife, and actually getting them to cut up the banana, put it on a kebab stick or put it into a bowl and have it as a fruit salad with other fruit after they've eaten their dinner. So it's a great idea if you can actually get them involved in not only preparing the meal, but maybe even growing their own vegetables. It's really easy to grow some vegetables and you don't need to have a lot of space. You could even have a pot on your deck if you wanted with lettuce there for the kids to go and pick and put into the salad for dinner time. So the first thing to do is really to get them involved, and they'll have more ownership of the whole process and more of an interest in vegetables and fruit. The second thing is to discuss the day at dinner time instead of discussing your child's behaviour. In other words, don't keep drawing attention to the fact that they're doing the wrong thing, and it's not a great idea to try and be teaching table manners at dinner time when your kid's really tired. All you really need to do is try and get some food into them, get them into the bath, get them into bed because they're often quite tired. And if you want to teach dinner manners, then it's a really good idea to teach breakfast and lunch manners. So, say please and thank you and use your spoon and fork or whatever they're using. And try and actually teach those things at a time when they're a lot more fresh earlier in the day. So it's a great idea to model at dinner time what you want your kids to be doing by just sitting down as a family, chatting about the day and celebrating together, rather than actually trying to teach your child skills and be really strict with them about sitting down the whole time and finishing their whole plate. Talking of which, I had a great idea from a friend last week. She was saying her daughter's 3 and she said to her, I have noticed that you haven't eaten any peas tonight. And her daughter said, I don't like peas. And she said, well, seeing as you're 3, you need to have 3 peas. And so her daughter had 3 peas. And then she liked them so much that she actually had a whole plate of peas and she wanted seconds. So it's a great idea to get your kids to actually taste the various foods that are on their plate. Not necessarily to finish the whole lot, but at least they've had a try. And it's giving them tastes and flavours and getting them used to new habits and new foods. The third thing to think about is actually with the vegetables. You might have, say the protein on the plate and then some vegetables, but why not actually have some vegetables mixed into the protein somehow? So say you were doing a mince meal, for example, you could puree up some cooked carrots, which are nice and sweet, and say some cooked broccoli or something, and actually mix that into the mince. So your child is not only getting vegetables to try on the side of their plate, but then they're also getting extra vegetables inside whatever else that they really like to eat. So that's just 3 ideas, and I've got heaps more. Jump on my website, toddlertalk.co.nz, and don't forget, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, I send out a newsletter with the Q&A Tuesday information on it, and it goes straight into your inbox so you don't miss a thing. I would love to hear your feedback about what you do to get your toddler to eat vegetables. Share with the Toddler Talk New Zealand Facebook page, and we would love to hear from you on our blog site as well. So have a great day, enjoy your toddler today, and all the best with getting your toddler to eat more vegetables. Bye.